Welcome to the Premo.
Today, we are in the operating room. We are under the shining lights of the operating table with a scalpel or perhaps a machete.
Dude,
We are just operating on Blue Purple Luffy today.
I have been so deep in thinking about UP theory.
Me too. I haven't thought about anything quite this hard ever.
My head hurts. I'm sleepy. I've played 2 store regionals this weekend and both have not gone very well for me. And I'm like, bro, how do I make these things better? I feel like, to be fair, I think I could have played some games better today and yesterday. But that being said, I think there's still room for this 50 to be better.
Yeah.
And because of the changing landscape, he needs surgery. He needs precise surgery.
Yeah, he needs a lot.
So I think to talk about UP a little bit, I think when the bans first happened, I think a lot of people's first thought was to bring in Rosinante and the ACOS Luffy and stuff like that,
And the ACOS Dofi.
Yeah, ACOS Dofi, and I think all that made sense. And I was a Rosinante hater at first when pre-ban. I was a hater.
While you were hating, I was loving.
Yeah,
I was busy loving.
Did you like it even pre-ban?
No.
Yeah,
I didn't play it at all during pre-ban.
I wouldn't have liked it in pre-ban. I think.
Pre-ban, I played exactly one event with UP.
Yeah. Wait, what? Oh. You meant one event card. I was like, huh?
No. Like one. I played one store event.
Yeah.
UP.
So with the post-ban stuff, I think a lot of people obviously were like, "Oh, we got to be on this." It's like the classic replacement, and I was unsure if that's the direction I wanted to take the deck immediately, but the results were really good at first, because specifically, at least in our area. We have some really great Bonnie players.
Yeah, a ton of Bonnie players, and the Rosinante card just really helps you out there. But I think the way people were building UP early was the full Don Quixote package, right? With the Don Quixote searchers, the 2Ks, like everything Don Quixote. But the modern build of UP has
stripped it down
to just Dofi if you want to play it along with Rosinante. And even more modern builds have cut the Dofi entirely and just play the Rosinantes.
Yeah, I've been really unimpressed with the Dofi.
I think he's good because there's so many times where I'm just fast ramping to 8 and I just want to see an 8. And Dofi Rosie lets you play Sanji very safely the next turn.
I feel like the problem I'm seeing a lot is counter is so precious all the time. And so it's very rare that I feel like I have a Rosinante already in hand.
Primed.
To go. Because early on against a lot of matchups, you have to counter all the 6Ks. So my hand inevitably ends up I have to use some of these Rosinantes as counter. And then it gets into weird spots where okay, I have a Nami and Rosinante in hand, but I know there's an ACOS Dofi in the deck. Do I counter with Nami or do I counter with Rosinante? And then I counter with Rosinante, and then boop, there's the Dofi. And now that Dofi looks terrible, right?
Yeah.
In the vice versa, and there's also cases where you have both Rosinante and Dofi in your top 5, and there's no combination of cards that lets you play both, right? If you have the Sanji in hand and you're looking for a big body, and then you see the ACOS Dofi and the Rosinantes there, you're like, well, shit, I can't get there.
You can play that.
I guess if the Sanji's in the pack
yes,
too.
If Sanji's in the pack, if it's the 3-pack, the value family meal, you cannot play them all at the same time. Actually you can. Yeah, you can. You pick up the Sanji, you draw the Rosie, and then you play the Dofi.
Actually. The thing I was mainly thinking of though is just when you need a big body and there's just the Dofi there and the Rosinantes are stuck with it, it's you can't draw twice. You can't draw the non-straw hat thing twice.
Yeah, so, the problem is if Dofi is in your hand. That's the problem.
Yeah, that one also
If Rosie
sucks.
is in your hand, that's fine because you can always play him out along with another Rosie or another Nami. You can go 5/5, and that's perfectly fine. But if you are stuck with a Dofi in hand, that is a card that will rot until you filter with Nami or Giant.
Yeah, and so I've come to hate the card. like the ability is pretty cute sometimes when you're able to like play 9-cost Luffy, you deramp and then it ramps you back so that
you can play Giant.
You can play Giant. But I think a lot of times I'm just like, well, if I have Rosinante, I have a Bagua in hand, and I Bagua, and I get that down back anyway.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of situations have come up where I'm just like, I'm over it. The high roll is awesome. Like when you get it off and you get all 3 bodies up,
Yeah.
cinema, absolute cinema. You're like, I'm on top of the world. You can't kill me.
Yeah.
And I've got 3 bodies on board. But yeah, I'm starting to like wonder how much I want to strip it down because these deck slots are getting tight.
They really are. Yeah.
The walls are caving in.
Because I was seeing a lot of success with the Rosinante build because I was playing 2 ACOS Dofis, 4 Rosinantes, and I actually cut down Sanjis to 3. I cut Sanjis to 3 to make room for the 8 cost because a lot of times I just wanted to play Dofi into Rosie or Sanji, Dofi, Rosie, and I don't want to see any more Sanjis after that.
Yeah.
So I had cut them to 3, and that's where I want my store regional, playing just 3 copies of those. But now with the mirror being more prominent than ever, I think maybe you cut the ACOS Dofis, go back to 4 Sanji, and what I'm unsure about now is whether or not the inclusion of the 9-cost Luffy is mandatory or not. I think maybe with the 8-cost Luffy, you have enough pressure, and that opens up enough slots for you to tech more events in for you to survive against Zoro and Rayleigh more. If you're able to win with 6 to 7 big bodies in the form of Mihawk and ACOS Luffy only, I think you can still. I think you'd be in a great spot if you're able to win the mirror with just those 7 bodies.
Yeah, there's just so many. So I think like to talk about UP as a deck, like you have certain cards that I think are just kind of mandatory. You just have like your ramp package, and they're cards that people shave. Like literally everything in the ramp package except for Bond Clay is shaveable. Like
I've even seen Bond Clays shaved.
I don't know if I like that.
I don't either, but I've seen it.
Yeah. I've seen people run less than 4 Zorojuros. I've seen people play less than 4 Gothreads. I've seen people play less than 4 Gear 2s.
Less than 4
Bagua. Like, so all those are around, but like everyone plays usually about like 18 ramp pieces. Let's see, 4 Bon Clays, 4 Gear 2s, 4 Baguas, and then like 3 or 4 Juros. That puts you to like 15, 16. Am I missing a card?
It's God Thread.
Yeah. So like 3, 4 God Thread. So like 18, 19 cards. The RAM package feels like you need that for the deck to function. And then the question becomes like, okay, we put in a pudding. We put in 4 Namis. They're very good. We put 4 2Ks. We put the Usohachis. They're mandatory. These are mandatory.
Usohachi is a mandatory 4. Yeah,
mandatory 4. So now we're at a deck slot wise. We're like around 25, 26. Sanjis, I think 3 or 4, right?
3 or 4.
So now we're
depending on the build you want to go for.
Yeah, depending on the build. And so now we're talking about our last like half of the deck, and this is where things get really tricky, right? Because I think in the old days, we could rely on our big bodies to kind of do everything for us. Our big bodies re-ramp us. Our big bodies are pressure. Our big bodies are our survivability. Like we could rely on.
They block and they heal.
Yeah, they're like a one-stop shop for everything. But we don't live in those times anymore.
No.
We lost 2 of our best defensive pieces. And so the question becomes like, how much can you shave and reroute these things? So like I think a lot of people have chosen to like in those top like body slots, like generally outside of the Sanjis, you're playing like 4 ACOS, 4 other big body that you want out of Sanji. That's kind of like the general build. So you have like a total of 12 big bodies. But with the introduction of Rosinante, you're generally happy when Sanji brings out Rosinante.
Yeah.
So like, you know, technically that's like 4 slots taken up in that space. So you can play less now than 8. Obviously, Rosinante isn't optimal, but like you're kind of okay with it. So I think nowadays we're like trying to shave down to like 6 big bodies, and like how can we make do with 6? Or if we want to be greedier 7 or 8 again or something, you know. And like this is where like all the ratios get like really really mangled up because like we have such little slots now to tech for everything else that's existed in the meta. Like how many 2Ks do we want to run? How many tech cards are we trying to jam into there? You know, how many big bodies can we get away with? That's like a big one.
Yeah. So right now, I think you and I are both on 7 as the number.
I think I'm right now at 6. Yeah.
Or we were at 7 for a long time.
We were at 7 for a long time.
We were at 7 a long time, but I want to shave it. I'm with you. I want to shave it to 6 and see if that number will get us there. Because historically, pre-ban, that number was 8.
It was 8. It was 8. Yeah, because it was always Katakuri.
It was 8 to 9.
Katakuri, Mom, and like a 9 cost Luffy. Yeah. So 8 or 9.
8 to 9, which is a lot. But you can afford to play that many because you can just hard play Moms, hard play Katas and stuff. Nowadays, hard playing Mihawks, hard playing 8 costs are fine, but it's much less good because you don't get the additional value. Mihawk removes something, Mom removes something, but Mom also heals you. That's the difference.
Yeah.
And I think Mom was also so powerful because you're getting rid of
2 swings essentially in one card.
And you can effectively, when you look at your top life with leader ability, you can put in a Red Rock, you can put in a Graph Blade, you can put in triggers in there.
Ramp triggers.
Yeah, exactly. So you can go down on Dawn on 9, go down to 8, put a God Thread into your life, eat the swing, activate God Thread. Now your Gear 2s are live. Like it's such a big deal.
Yeah, 9 Mom was definitely the biggest loss in the deck. Yeah, there's just a lot of things that 9 Mom did, and
so many.
I think any UP player can tell you how great that card was in the deck. But yeah, so now the thing is like we can't afford to play as many big bodies as before because I think
our survivability, like we need to allocate the resources that Mom was to events to increase survivability.
Yeah, it's the meme of like, look at how much they need to do for a fraction of our power. That's what 9 Mom is saying. And like so far our answers have been like, okay, we're gonna stick Rosinantes and even more counter events in, right? That's kind of generally the thought process. And I think I was on board with that, but now that UP is more popular, I'm less on board with that.
Yeah, but there's a really delicate, intricate song and dance, right? UP is incredibly popular now, so you want to be prepared for the mirror, right? So you want to play 9 cost Luffys. However, you still want to be prepared for matchups like Green Zoro and matchups like Rayleigh, where the events are very, very strong. Like those are the cards that single-handedly win you those matchups.
Yeah, like a well-timed Hell's Judgment. Ooh,
you just
amazing.
Win.
Yeah.
Well-timed Slave Arrow.
Ooh,
you just win.
backbreaking. Yeah.
Well-timed White Snake.
Backbreaking.
You just win.
Yeah.
Off of the back of those cards. So like those are cards that I want to include in. But then the question is like, well, I guess the real question the conundrum I'm currently in is whether or not the 9 cost Luffy is mandatory. Because if I don't need him in the mirror, I don't want to play him at all.
Yeah.
I don't think he's absolutely necessary in Bonnie. I don't think he's absolutely necessary into Shanks. I don't think he's absolutely necessary into really anything except for the mirror. But if it turns out that he's not necessary in the mirror, I want to dedicate that spot to increase my survivability elsewhere.
I will say 9 cost Luffy has been so awesome.
Yeah.
I've been really impressed with the card. I initially shied away from it because the minus down felt like really impactful. But I'm finding that in some ways it's not, because he's just like such a he just turns the tempo up to an 11, right? Like he's obviously very good at the mirror, but like he's been so good elsewhere too. Just like he's card neutral. He will kill the body he swings into, like just guaranteed. Like no one is putting up 3 cards to save something, like especially when you're it's like on your 9 Dawn turn and you slam that guy. Like it's just so much pressure immediately off the bat. And yeah, I don't know, because like I feel like a lot of the matchups I'm seeing now, like I really want to like dump my hand early for a counter with like counter cards so I can develop as fast as I can. And once I develop, like,
or like as safely as you can.
Yeah, as safely as I can. And then like later on, Rosinante or not, like I can just use my Dawn to swing and hold up the events raw.
Yep.
You know, as long as I have the pressure established, and that's where 9-cost Luffy has been awesome, where like he's like that even if I don't bring out with Sanji, like just having that 10k swing that is just guaranteed the turn you played and every following turn, like it just amps the clock. So I've been really impressed with the card. I don't know if I would go even higher with the card, but 2.
You're at 1?
I'm at 1 right now.
Yeah.
But also 2 feels fine. Oh no, actually I think I'm at 2. Maybe I'm at 2 right now. I have to check again. I played a kind of a goofy list for today's regional or today's store regional because I was expecting a lot of blue purple, which there was. So I was packing heat, but I think my list today was wrong anyways because I cut some 8-cost Luffy's for other cards, and that's the other thing is like the UP mirror. Dude, I have been so just in general, I've been starting to like lose faith in my deck and my 50 and stuff like.
Me too.
You know what's crazy was like before I was so confident.
Yeah, I mean, you and I were confident 2 weeks ago that we had the best 50.
Yeah, and
we had absolutely the best 50 in UP, and it is no longer the case.
I think at the time I was. Yeah, I think. I really believe it's still now that we had the proper read and our 50 was the best, but with the way the meta is shaping up, like I'm so annoyed because like the list feels kind of bad now.
Yeah.
I'm like playing into the mirror and I'm like, dude, I don't feel good into the mirror. I feel great into Bonnie. I feel great into Zoro, but I'm still losing to Rayleigh's. So like all that's changed now is I have now an additional bad matchup that's popular in the mirror.
Yeah.
And that's been such an annoying case because I'm like, I want to win the mirror consistently without dropping percentages too hard in other places, but I'm not sure where to take that.
Yeah. I'm working on it. I think I'm close. I think I'm really close.
I mean, we should jam some games this week.
Yeah. I think Mihawk is actually still quite good. And the reason why I think Mihawk is good, but Mihawk is only good because of Yomi level 1. Reason being is when they hard develop Rosie, Mihawk just eats that up for
going
free.
Second.
Yeah, absolutely for free. Like if you play Sanji Mihawk and you bottom a Rosie, you're in such a commanding spot at that point. You actually don't even really need to develop any more big bodies after that, right? With Sanji Mihawk, whatever they play out next, you just swing into their face, bring them to 0, and then you red rock the big body that they play. Like you're in such a commanding spot.
Yeah, I think what's funny is like how it's changed because of the build change in UP Mirror, because initially pre-ban Mihawk was like quite bad in the mirror because like there's no 7 costs and below that we cared about getting like tucked under. We just didn't care. But
for the mirror specifically.
Yeah, for the mirror specifically. But now, because everyone's on Rosinante and you hit that, it makes them not able to counter deploy as recklessly as you just did.
Yeah.
Like you can't, when someone's Sanji Mihawks your Rosinante, you can't Sanji Mihawk them back without feeling you're going to die.
Yeah, exactly.
Turn.
Yeah.
And so it feels scary, man. Yeah. So I think times have changed. I feel like the theory in UP mirrors and stuff, like, yeah, it's just changed, and I think got to figure that out. It does make me want to cut Rosinantes suddenly, and I'm like, okay, if I cut Rosinantes, how do I live through Green Zoro Bonnie? Before it was like so easy. It was like easy mode into both those decks because as long as you had Dawn up, they can't kill you. They cannot. They don't have the offensive power to punch through you. Zoro does, but like that's why you dedicate some deck slots towards Zoro specifically with like Hell's Judgment and stuff. And you generally need just one turn off of Zoro in order to feel safe. Against Bonnie, you're just like, you're fine. You're just chilling. Once you go wide enough, it just feels like you win the game. But if I'm cutting Rosinantes for the mirror, suddenly that's not necessarily the case with either of those two decks. And I'm starting to flounder.
Yeah. So I think the direction that I'm going towards is a build that doesn't have Rosinante, that doesn't have 9-cost Luffy, that hedges all of your bets on Mihawk, hedges your bets on 8-cost Luffy. So maybe you play a 3-3 package there. 4 Sanji, and then you double up on events. Or not double up, just double down on events. Yeah. And these aren't events necessarily that you would want to cycle. These are events that are just generically you can use in almost every matchup. I think the least flexible card of the lineup would be Slave Arrow. But it is a card that is absolutely backbreaking into Zoro if you can get it off.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about Slave Arrow too is that with the exclusion of Rosinante, before you can afford to cut Nami's to 3. You could even cut Nami to 2 if you wanted to because you were playing so many Rosinante. I think the sweet spot was like 6 to 7, maybe like 6 to 8 copies of your 5 drops. So your 4 Namis, your 4 Rosies, and however you want to trim those. But with the inclusion of Slave Arrow and the exclusion of Rosie, now effectively you're playing 6 copies of Nami blocker, which is awesome.
Yeah. I think Slave Arrow is just like such a cool card.
Yeah.
I feel like we haven't had a card like that. Just feels like it bends One Piece's rules. I think that direction feels really correct to me. I think it's like the next Yomi layer, right? Like if everyone goes, oh, look, Rosinante is sick. We should be on Rosinante if you weren't for whatever reason on it before. Going heavier on Mihawks, I think makes sense.
Yeah.
And then like just being prepared to like hard counter out of more things.
Yeah.
Without any Dawn also makes sense. Like you need to minimize your bricks.
Yeah, I think maybe going from so you would play 4 Juro, 4 Nami, and then instead of the 2 Rosies where you're down the 2K spots that Rosie, or I'm sorry, the 1K counter spots that Rosie was at. So if you're down 2 to 4 1Ks with Rosie, then now you need to compensate with events that net you that 1K counter, like White Snake, like Hell's Judgment, technically, if you wanted to, but I'm also willing to cut that.
I'm starting to wanting to cut that card.
Yeah. I'm willing to cut that card down as well. But then you can also play cards. You can go up in 2Ks. Right, so
yeah, because we were down to 6 2Ks.
Yeah, you can go back
5.
up to 8 now. I think.
such a crazy statement, but
I was at 4 at one point. I was dying like a dog.
The only thing is that if you cut Rosinantes, we lose a lot of bodies that we want. So I think you're like looking at what's your top end look like? So you're saying 3/3, even without the Rosinantes now.
Yeah.
Oh man,
yeah,
it feels bad.
Yeah.
I feel like
Nami, Sanji Nami is like not the worst thing ever, but it's not close to being what we would call good.
Yeah, because it's like very specifically bad into Hody. Yeah, that's tough. I feel like if I wanted to go that direction of build, I would up my big body count. I think I want my body count to be 8, man. 8? I want to get around.
I think 8 is too much. I think 7. Like if you're gonna increase it, I think you increase it to 7.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, it's so bad though.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's the problem. So this is one of the things too, is that like when you don't get to Sanji something big, like sometimes you just don't have the pressure you need to win out games, and that's such a feels bad.
Yeah, then there's for sure 100%. Like you really need to see the Sanji. So there's also the argument of going down to 6 big bodies and then re-including Dofi blocker.
Yeah, I kind of like that idea.
Especially with Slave Arrow, Dofi blocker now accrues more and more value.
Yeah, and also Dofi blocker, like one of my favorite lines is just against Zoro's specifically is just double blockering in a turn, and like they panic.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I can't swing at you anymore. So I think Dofi blocker would be really good. Then do you cut Zorojuros?
I'd have to see the lists.
Yeah, I'd have to like put it out and see where my 50 is at.
Yeah, I have to put it out, but I think we're on the right path here. I think we're on the right path.
This has been the most uncertain. I'm always been a multi-deck panicker before events, like especially something like this.
I'm
not. I know you're not. You're gonna fiddle with that thing until
I diddle that thing.
Yeah. You slam that Gibson.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
But me, I'm always looking for greener pastures.
Oh my god. My dragon is black and blue. Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I will say like decks like Rayleigh are starting to look really appealing.
Sure.
Decks like GP, decks like Blackbeard. Unfortunately, all three of those decks are incredibly difficult decks to pilot.
Yeah, they're hard. Especially, I think Blackbeard is the hardest to pilot now than ever.
Than it's ever been. Yeah,
the most difficult it's ever been.
I've always prided myself as like being able to pick up decks quickly, but even
with 1 week though.
Yeah, generally it takes me like 3 games for me to feel comfortable on a deck.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's fast.
It's just because like
For me, it's 3 months.
Because like
But I'm fucking locked in after 3 months, bro.
I'm always curious on what people are thinking when they pick up new decks, because like I feel like there are just certain concepts that just make sense to me and are very crystallized. Like I can explain to you exactly why I think this deck should be played in this way, and it's been pretty rare that I've been ever like flat out wrong when I play a deck. And the couple of times that's happened are with Red Green Law. I was like, oh, I'm doing things actually just functionally wrong. I did it with Sakazuki at points, BY Luffy at points, and now Blackbeard.
Okay.
This new version of Blackbeard. It has not been the case with old Blackbeard. Like old Blackbeard.
Old Blackbeard is very straightforward because you just turbo Burgess.
Yeah. Like the Turbo Burgess Liberation builds were like very simple for me to understand and pilot. But like
because there was a point where I was also playing Blackbeard.
yeah. So those.
Do you remember that?
I actually don't remember.
You don't remember that at all?
Yeah. What the hell? When were you playing Blackbeard?
When was I playing Blackbeard? I was playing Blackbeard when Dofi died.
When Dofi died. OP 10.
Yeah, for like a brief stint.
Oh wow, I don't remember this.
Yeah,
A little summer fling.
That's why I have the Blackbeard deck built.
Oh, that's actually crazy. I've never seen you say haha
Um,
on the tables. Did you bring it to any tournaments?
yeah, like 2 weeks straight.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Just locals though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I think after that, I don't remember what happened, but the purple called me again.
Yeah. Hear thy call.
Oh, Mother Heidelin.
Yeah. Feel, think, ramp. Yeah, so I don't know, like there's just a devil in my ear, man. He goes, "You struggling there, buddy?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, it's tough out here.
Yeah.
Have you tried switching decks?" But I think this deck is good. But this deck could be better.
Yeah. There's also a devil in my ear. And he's purple as hell. He's so purple. It's never led me wrong, honestly. Yeah, like the only times I've bubbled out of top 64 is when I was playing black decks. That was the only time.
What is it? The faithful shall be rewarded.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just happens that this stint has been the best that purple has ever been as well, though. There's never been a time where purple was better than this. Straight up.
Yeah, generically as a color.
Yeah, just like straight up.
Yeah, agreed. But man, dude, OP9, I think if I went to One Piece Day Dallas, Dallas One Piece Day, I think I would have won the whole thing. Bro, I was a menace.
You would take the regional win away from John.
Dude, I was
in the finals.
I was an absolute menace on the sticks. In OP9. OP10 I was pretty tame.
Yeah, but yeah, going back to UP and like deck choice and stuff, like it's so scary because like I truly believe that UP is going to be freaking everywhere, man.
I think so too.
I think like if you can't realistically win like 7 out of 10 UP games that you play, like you're playing the wrong deck.
I think so too.
Like
at least the wrong 50.
Yeah, at least the wrong 50. Like I'm scared that it's going to be like that, where like you are just going to see mirror after mirror after mirror. And like as of right now, I feel like my list or my play sometimes has led me astray because of like my previous thoughts about the matchup. But like nowadays I'm like so uncertain, like how to attack this matchup without like dying to everything else. And it's scary, man. This is, yeah, again, like I said before, this is the most deck anxiety I've felt in quite some time.
Yeah,
now.
me too. I mean, totally, completely me too, because prior to this, I was playing a very standard 50 when it comes to like Lucci, when it comes to Moria, like with my stint with Black, right? And then on purple, I've been very, very, very comfortable piloting that color and those decks for a very long time. The only time I brought something weird was to Vegas. Vegas regionals. Was it Vegas?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Vegas. I think
I wasn't playing there.
You weren't playing there, but you were at MagicCon. Yeah. So Vegas, I brought a weird deck list that nobody else was playing. So I was playing the Jinbeis and the Choppers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And that was the only time I brought something really weird, but it's because I had a really good read on the meta.
Mm-hmm.
And then coming now into OP12, I am just very, very confused on like what I want to do.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, so thinking back to previous Nats, like, so I didn't play in the last one, but the previous one to that, I played BY, and I just felt like very prepared for that. That meta had been kind of stale, I think, at that time. So like, I was like, I know what I'm getting myself into. I crashed out because I misplayed my butt off that day. I was so mad. I lost 2 winnable games, and I was like, at Nats, really?
Yeah.
This is when I'm going to choose to misplay like this? And then the Nats before that, I was playing Sakazuki, and that was also a meta that I was like omega comfortable in. So like, out of all the Nats metas, this has been the one that I've been feeling the weirdest about, because like, we're still in the ripples of post-ban, right? Like, things haven't quite settled yet. And so I just don't know like how many people are going to you know come to the same conclusions as we are, because here's the other thing that gets a little scary about like, oh, we're gonna bring the Mihawks to counter the Rosinante builders, because I think that's kind of like where the thoughts like the general populist thoughts of UP are right now, is like we're on the Rosinante build and we're going to Yomi level 2 with the deck, is like, okay, we're gonna bring the Mihawks in order to attack the Rosinantes, and we're gonna beat them with that tempo. But then the Yomi layer above that is, what if we aren't playing Rosinantes either, but we're playing things that are just bigger and stronger, like the 9-cost Luffys, and now your Mihawks look bad.
Useless. Yeah. So it's a completely valid thought process, right? But my thoughts have always been, my methodology, my MO has always been, don't overthink shit, man. I think the general populace is on one thing. They're going to continue being on that one thing at least for a week until the Nats results come out. If there was a regional before Nats, like if Nats was in 2 weeks and there's a regional before that, then things will change. But if Nats is the next thing coming out, I think people are going to be on the Rosie package.
The only thing I have questions with is because Chris Sock's list, he ain't playing Rosie no more.
I'm playing something very similar to Chris Hawk's list.
Yeah, so
very, very similar. Less Mihawk, so I think he's like very Mihawk heavy.
I think he was running 4.
Yeah, I think he's super Hawk heavy.
So yeah, he's kind of like in Yomi 2.5 already, you know? So yeah, maybe it's time to channel.
This interview thing about where he was like, I hate Rosie.
Oh, it was just on Twitter.
I saw it on Twitter, but I didn't.
It was literally like, oh, why are you only
video?
playing like one Rosie? And he's like, lol, I'm playing 0 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was just on Twitter. It was just like,
over text, or is it like a video thing?
No, just a Twitter thing, yeah.
Okay.
He also changed his profile picture to like an AI generated version of himself. And I'm like, that's weird.
Oh, wait, interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen a couple. I just realized that like, in my head, One Piece players are like very in the know and very like left leaning,
sure,
politically, because like it makes sense. One Piece is about de-establishment of the government. Right?
Oh yeah.
You know, and like doing things like that and whatever. So like,
and then you got Heart Pirates TCG,
and then you got Heart Pirates TCG, and then you got people who are like pro AI, and I'm just like, oh, this is crazy. Yeah. So apparently Chris is pro AI.
Yeah. I had something I wanted to say. I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, I can't really say shit because I also have just a illustration as my image.
What is yours? I'm gonna look you up right now. What is your? Is it just a? Oh, why is it in Korean? What? Yeah. What is the origin of this image?
It's just a duck
And then you're a duck on the sticks.
on the sticks, baby.
Capcom.
Yeah, on the sticks.
Street Fighter 6.
I think it was my old my Twitch image with the profile picture and the banner.
Yeah, but like, why?
It was just my branding. It was just a duck.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also wanted to talk about the lists that. Oh, okay, no. So Jackson's list also had a bunch of rosies and stuff. You think
Yes.
you would stray away from something like this?
I would. If you're expecting more UPs, Jackson's list sucks into the mirror.
It also is. Yeah, so he split Zorojuro and Doflamingos here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then 3 Sanjis.
This is the list that I won the store champs with.
Okay. Yeah, this list makes sense in the olden days. Not so much these days.
Not anymore. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm sitting here. I'm just like, what do I do? What do I do?
But if we were to take a magnifying glass to the UP deck building, I think you and I are on the right track here. I think you and I are starting to believe that Rosie may not be the right move when it comes to bringing it to Nats. I think Yomi level 2 is always the sweet spot. Yomi 3, too deep. Yomi 4, back to Yomi 1 at that point. Yomi 2 is the absolute sweet spot.
Yeah, so I guess like Mihawk heavy. I still would bring a 9-cost Luffy, man.
You can.
Yeah.
I think you totally can bring a 9-cost Luffy. You just have to sacrifice an event slot for it.
I wonder
Which is
also,
fine.
do you believe in like splashing Rosinantes, like a 1 or 2 of?
So my current build has 2 Rosinante in it, and I think I can do without. In the Rosinante spot, I think I'd rather see, not rather, but I could just see like 2 2Ks.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about it in the sense of like, okay, so if you are playing into a Bonnie, because the real reason we are playing Rosinante is to be Hody proof. Like,
Yeah.
it is the most important card in the Bonnie matchup because they rest your Dawn or your blocker, and then they swing out, and you're forced to raw counter. And the numbers are usually 8/8 plus whatever they have on board, which is usually like a Cavendish, or if it's later down in the game, a Mihawk as well. So like you kind of have to like counter super. Dude, I wonder if you cut Bagwas again.
I think I'm at 3 Bagua right now.
I'm at 4 because I'm still in the heavy Rosinante build, but I wonder if I would cut it down because like I actually want to stay at as high life as humanly possible in all matchups now.
Maybe you can cut it to 2.
Yeah, or even like just cut it entirely for just raw counter cards that you would.
Let's not get crazy. let's not get crazy. Bagua bails you out so many times.
It does. It does. The other thing I noticed with the reason why I brought it up to 4 because I was originally at 3 is no one respects Bagua. No one respects it. It's crazy to me.
I think at Nats people will respect it.
I would hope so.
I think so.
Yeah.
There have been so many times where I just don't have Bagua. I leave 2 up and I'm at 7 Dawn. And they just pass, and I'm like, hell yeah.
Respect,
hell yeah.
bro.
Hell yeah. I would do the exact same thing. You just don't risk it.
Yeah.
Like, why risk it? Like, there's so many times they have, they play like, I don't know, a Rosie or a Nami, and then leave 2 Dawn. They're at 7 Dawn, and then I'm at 8. I play 8-cost Luffy, pass. I don't even swing with him. I just play him and pass.
Yeah. Yeah, one of my thoughts was also, what if you brought in more 0-cost events as well? I think 0-cost event is kind of interesting. You still get a ramp trigger as like a, whatever.
It is a ramp trigger. That is good.
And then you also have the ability to withstand Hody a little bit easier too.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. The 0-cost event would just be in the spot of 2Ks. So instead of 8 2Ks, you would play 6 2Ks and 2 0-costs.
Can you just play 8 and then put 2 0-costs instead of the Bagwas or something? And then I'm just cooking on the fly here.
If you cut Bagua entirely, you could. Honestly, you could.
I think it's interesting.
Yeah, you could.
And then instead of the Hell's Judgment, you put Slave Arrow in that spot, so you're a little more Zoro proof. And I do think your Zoro matchup struggles a lot more with this.
I think it's fine
Without Baguas?
Yeah. No, not without Baguas.
Yeah.
Without Baguas, Zoro becomes a lot harder. But I think so. The reason why Bagua is fucking crazy is because for 5 you play Nami and you just pass. You just play like 2-cost event like White Snake, Bagua, Giant, and then you rinse and repeat that
As your 5. Yeah.
forever, and you just cannot die. Because it's really annoying for them, right? Like if they go 6 lead, White Snake, attach a Dawn 7 lead, 1K. now my 8s swing into your 7, so now I have to attach 1 Dawn. I go 9 into your 7, Bagua.
You're the dog looking in the sun.
No, White Snake is very annoying just in general. So I'm a big believer in at least 2 White Snake.
Ooh, double White Snake.
Yeah.
Okay. How about 3 White Snake?
I'm down. Chris Pack is playing 3.
Yeah, Chris Pack. I'll bring up Chris Pack's list because
Yeah.
I think it's interesting.
He's also heavy Mihawk though, I think.
Which is exactly what you've
Yeah.
been talking about, right? Like,
Yeah, but they're like heavy Mihawk.
I think he's at 4, right?
Yeah, I'm like heavy Mihawk. They're heavy Mihawk.
4 Mihawk.
Yeah, it's
God
a lot.
damn.
Yeah.
He's only running 2 8-cost Luffy.
So I split the difference there. I go 3 and 3, but it's the 6 big body ratio.
Yeah, and then he's only running 5 2Ks in this list. This is a little wild.
Yeah, but he's playing 4 Bagua, 4 God Thread, 3 White Snake. So I think it's fine.
Yeah. Because like the White Snakes functionally are like 2Ks if you think about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
This list is funky, dude.
Yeah. I don't hate it. I think what I would change is
Trade a Mihawk for an 8-cost.
trade a Mihawk for an 8-cost and then maybe go down on Bagua, go down on God Thread because you're playing Zoro Juro. So you can cut those by 2 each. Cut a White Snake by 1. So that's 3 spots. And the Rosie. He's playing 2
So
Rosie,
that's
right?
5 spots.
Yeah. So
You've opened up.
Yeah, you could go
More 2Ks?
what is it called? At least one more 2K, so 6 2Ks. You would go Slave Arrow.
Slave Arrow.
You would go. What else am I thinking about? Gravity Blade.
Grav Blade.
You would go. What else? Dofi Blocker, Dofi Blocker.
Dofi Blocker, Dofi.
Something like that.
Interesting. Yeah, because you really, really need to be able to. Because the thing is, okay, so he won the store regional. Guess what? He didn't play Into the Mirror once.
Yeah, same with me. I did play 1, but yeah.
Like, this makes a lot of sense for not having to play Into the Mirror. Because the other thing with the mirror is that if you... So I like going first in the mirror. Do you still like going first in the mirror?
You absolutely go first in the mirror.
The only thing is that, like, if you don't get the triple ramp off and you are relying on seeing 8-cost Luffy on curve, it sucks when you don't see it. And then they're able to Sanji the turn after.
Yeah, so the reason why I think that is good is because if you don't see the 8-cost Luffy, because you're on 8 Dawn at that point, right? If you double ramp, you're at 8.
If you double ramp.
No, you'd be at 7. You'd be at 7.
You
double
go 3, ramp to 4, 6, you ramp to 7.
Yeah, 7 going to 9.
Going to 9.
So that's where Dofi is really strong.
Yeah, because you can set up your Sanji for that turn.
Mm-hmm.
If you only single ramp, then you're only at 8.
Yeah. Dofi is still strong there.
Yeah.
Because if you're at 8, you can go 5 drop, 3 drop.
You know, the other thing I like about Zoro Juro and Bagua and the way it ties into each other is that, like, people really want to swing into Zoro Juro. and then Bagua just punishes that.
That's why I really like Juro Bagua, and if they swing 6 into me, I always take the first life.
Yeah, I take it.
I take the first life because I want Bagua to be live.
Yeah.
I need it to be live. There's so many times where I counter out of the first swing, and then Bagua is not live, and it becomes really annoying for me.
Yeah, I'm curious if there's a world where like... I'm just curious in a world where we are very top-centric and you just like ignore Bagua exists and you're just trying to keep as much life as humanly possible as you try to deploy as many big buys as possible. Maybe that's just bad. Maybe Bagua's just too good.
I think Bagua is incredible. I think the reason why Bagua is so good is because you're playing Nami to turtle.
Yeah. Yeah, and just like having another 4K counter.
It's also a ramp trigger. Like, it's just good overall.
Yeah,
like, I
Bagua's
think
just
you
too
have to
good.
play it. Yeah.
Yeah, I really miss the 4th Zoro Juro at times.
I play 4 currently.
Yeah, so I think I would bump myself because right now I was at 3, so I'd bump that up to 4.
Yeah.
I kind of want to keep 4 Baguas. I could go to less God Threads, especially if we were putting Grav Blade in that spot.
Yeah, I would play 3-3. 3 Bagua, 3 God Thread, and then you open up some more tech spots for the other matchups.
I kind of don't even want to play God Thread at 4 though, or at 3.
You want
or
it
I
at
don't want to
4?
play Blade. Sorry, that's what I'm trying to say. Sorry.
You
I'm
don't have
tired.
to. You don't have to play Blade. But Blade for me has been incredible in spots where Bonnie has run out of resources and they're just playing 5s. And this happens quite often.
Does it happen quite often? Dude, I'm okay. So our there's a jump there because our thing wasn't plugged in, so the audio dropped out.
But we're back.
But we're back, dude. I don't know if I'm back. I'm like so delirious in the One Piece like Genjutsu at the moment.
Yeah, I'm in the Genjutsu too, but I honestly think I'm pretty close. I'm close to escaping Tarkov.
I honest to God, I just need to find the secret sauce into winning the mirror. That's it. That's all I want. I think if you can win the mirror 7 out of 10 times at Nats, you're in such a good spot. And that was like my comfort on the deck before was kind of like based on my comfort in the mirror, in my opinion. Because like I was not scared of the mirror. I won the mirror against very good players. Like I felt comfortable into everything. But now the mirror is like this enigma, and I don't know how to consistently win it. I feel like so often right now, my biggest thing that right now that's been bugging me is that like how many of my games feel like I just have no plays. Like I run out of stuff to do.
Yeah, so maybe Dofi is the answer there. 3-cost blocker Dofi.
Yeah, like just give yourself a little bit more consistency. I do think Whitesnake, I didn't think about it, but like because it draws you a card, it also helps you thin your deck and dig deeper.
Whitesnake is also incredible. Like if you mull into a hand with Whitesnake in it and you lost dice roll, you're going second. They swing 6 at you. You Whitesnake draw a card. It's just good.
Yeah. Oh, that's like one of the things that I thought was really funny about it is when you go second and they swing 6 and you it's so funny.
It's very good.
Yeah, it's really really because normally your 2-down turn is like completely useless.
Yep.
Like you can't do anything.
No.
You're generally not going to gear to an 8 swing at you if they swing there.
You just
like but yeah, specifically it's good in that spot. I also thought about some others like goofy cards too. Like Slow Beam is interesting to me. I think because like most people aren't going to play around it, and in the mirror, like people are going to poke with 6s first. No one's going to swing like their 9K at you first,
unless you don't play Juro. Then you swing 9.
Juro?
Yeah, like if you're going first and you don't play Juro.
Oh, I meant like once the board has been established.
Oh, yeah, I see.
And like people just in general, like in the mid game and beyond, like they swing little to big, right? And Slow Beam directly.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, because you go 6 lead and then it fucks them up.
Yeah.
So whenever anybody has 2 Dawn up and you're a purple leader, I now swing with 9 first.
9 first? Oh, okay. So maybe I should be doing that then.
Yeah, because it'll still like if they have the event, they have the event, right? Like if they're gonna giant out of it, like I'm gonna go 6. And then you're going to give me a 1K, and I'm going to go 9, and then you're going to giant out of it. So if I go 9 first, you're still going to giant out of that.
Yeah, but
the only minute difference is like if you draw into a 1K that you previously didn't have, you can now 1K.
Yeah.
But I think that is, I'd rather that happen than them slow beam me and I get absolutely fucked in the ass.
Yeah, it's just tough. And then
I treat everybody like Bonnie. I swing big first. Fuck it.
Man, would I play around slow beam? I don't know if I would. I have not, at least in the current time being. The other thing I was thinking about was Love Mellow as a card.
Oh, how interesting.
Because there are quite a few frequent times as UP that before you start accruing cards again due to leader ability, you're hard countering and you get down to pretty low hand size, pretty often at the very end.
I think the only times that happens is in the Rayleigh mirror for me because you're pitching cards for 8 cost.
Pitching cards at 8 cost, yeah.
Aside from that, I'm never in love range. Never?
Yeah, even at the end of a game at UP?
Yeah, I'm either in this is the last turn or this is the last turn. Yeah, I'm never in a spot where I'm like, oh, if I have Love Mellow here, I survive an extra.
I thought it was interesting though.
It is.
I just the ability to continue, anything that says counter and draw a card, I think needs to be looked at in UP because
sure.
Yeah, I just think it's so powerful to be able to thin your deck because we're playing so little top deck manipulation these days, and yeah, maybe just having the Dofi blocker solves that issue entirely.
Yeah, so. I'm gonna try it after talking about it a little bit. I think I'm gonna try it at 2, maybe 4. See if I can fit it in there in place of the Rosie. Cut down the big bodies to 6, and then hopefully I can get there.
So scary.
Yeah, it is. I'll try it though. I'm gonna try it.
Yeah. I don't remember how long we were.
I mean, that's about all that we have to talk about. We were just kind of putting UP under a magnifying glass where we are currently going into Nats, what our builds are looking like, what we believe in, what we don't believe in when it comes to UP.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the time you guys see this Premo, we'll be in Texas.
Yeah, this will come out during LCQ, essentially.
Yeah, we'll be in Texas, and we will report back. I think the next episode, the next main episode on the YouTube, will be us talking about Nats, likely, Nats recap. And then the Premo, maybe also a Nats recap, but on the more chill side. Basically, what we do in Vegas, aside from playing One Piece.
Yeah. Wait, it's not Vegas, it's in Dallas.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dallas, yeah.
Oh man, I'm so sad my store regionals went so poorly.
There's so many more though. You have a lot of opportunities. Yeah, there's a ton.
Oh really?
Yeah.
After
I'm not in any, that's fine. They don't fill.
That's true.
Yeah.
The thing is, so just to break down some of my store regional runs.
Mm-hmm.
So game 1 of the first one I did yesterday was against a Rayleigh. It just came down to the wire, and he needed to. I needed one more 2K. No, I lived his last lethal turn, and then he was at 2 life, 3 cards in hand. I have Luffy, both Luffy's 8 cost, 9 cost, and my leader, and I have to kill him with 3 cards in hand.
Mm-hmm.
So I swung 10, 11, 12, and he had the counter. So lost by 1K there. And then game 2, it was into. I don't remember what I played into. I usually write these things down. Game 2, I think I played the mirror. Dude, I think I've played the mirror 3 times this weekend and lost all of them.
Yeah, I think I did the same thing at my store regionals runs.
It's been really tough.
Yeah, but I'm slowly figuring it out. So I think it's only getting easier for me.
Today, because that's a little more fresh. Wait, hold on. Maybe I talked to you about yesterday. Oh, yeah. Okay, so game 2, I got puddinged.
Into dog shit?
Into absolute dog. I couldn't play around pudding because I didn't have counter in hand. I didn't have anything. And then the pudding happened. I left some Dawn up, and it was 1K, brick, gear 2, and he had enough bodies to kill me at that point.
Yeah.
And I had no blockers. So I died like a dog, and then I'm out because it's 0-2.
Yeah.
Today, round 1, I played into a Bonnie, I won that one pretty handedly. I just feel very comfortable in the body matchup as of right now, and I feel like I haven't lost it in forever. And then game 2 was a mirror, and I lost that one because my hand was just triple Bagua, Mihawk, and something else. God Thread, I think. So I was just kind of forced to take early, and then I did make a small mistake, which I shouldn't have, which was he on his 9 turn, he swung 6 at me, and I wasn't sure if I could get, because I haven't ramped at this point. I just held my Dawn opens. I didn't even play God Thread because then I wouldn't be able to hold up a Bagua. So I chose to just hold up all my Baguas the turn, and I burned them both on his leader swing instead of potentially waiting out for the 8-cost Luffy that could have came down, and it wasn't 8-cost Luffy that came down. So I got punished for Baguaing too early, but I wanted to get to leader ability.
Yeah.
So I just, if he on that turn played
Nami,
just anything really that wasn't 8-cost Luffy, then I would have also been in trouble. So I chose to do that. I don't know if it's probably still incorrect for me to do it. Maybe I'm supposed to just wait it out, but like
I think you play one Bagua.
Yeah. And then just if he doesn't do anything, I'm just behind on a leader ability turn.
I think you play one. Yeah.
But it sucked anyways because my top 5 didn't have any bodies. So then I had to bottom, and then I died the turn after.
Now you're Omega a turn behind.
Yeah. So because then I was at 1 life, and then I had to play a Rosinante, a pitch that God Thread drew into nothing. So then I just died that turn.
Yeah. I guess the only thing to think about when it comes to Dofi Blocker is Dofi Blocker is susceptible to 8-cost Luffy.
Oh, 8-cost Luffy, yeah.
Yeah, because 8-cost Luffy doesn't circumvent Rosie or Nami Blocker as 5-cost, but Dofi Blocker does get removed. But the good news is if it gets bounced, they're down a card, you're up a card.
Yeah.
That's the good news.
I don't think you're too worried about that.
Yeah, I don't think so either, but it is something for you to think about.
Yeah. So that one I was like thinking about it. I was like, yeah, maybe that line was wrong, but I think regardless, my draw was so bad that I think I was losing that game anyways. I had just no bodies.
Yeah.
And then game 3 was one where I think it was another mirror. He blind Sanji'd and then didn't hit, and so I was like, oh, I'm so up here. And then I was able to play out my own Sanji and something on the following turn. But the problem that happened was that I'm trying to remember exactly, but I was also just heavy brick that game as well. And then I also just died like a dog that turn too. I was like, I looked at my top 5 the following turn, and I had very little. Oh, I remember now. So I had I Sanji'd into Rosinante. That was my falling turn after his blind Sanji turn. And then I looked at the next top 5, and I saw 2 9-cost Luffy and just like brick pudding.
Yeah.
And so then my thought process is I'm dead this next turn because he has a Sanji. Okay, so he played blind Sanji. I played Rosinante Sanji. His falling turn, he plays Sanji plus big body. It was like, oh no, it was a Nami. So I'm staring down Sanji, Nami. I'm at 1 life. My hand has, I have Gear 2 and a Thunder Bagua and all bricks. And so then my top 5.
Yeah, you can't take anything.
My top 5, I was like, maybe if I pick up if the last card of my life is one of my Gum Giants, then I can live here. And so I was like, I know mathematically like I need one of my 2Ks or like Gum Giant to live here. But I just took the 9-cost Luffy. This was completely wrong regardless, I think. Because,
well, if you have nothing else to take, you take the 9-cost Luffy, you bottom it.
Yeah. But it didn't matter anyways because I I would have drawn into just nothing else.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah.
So because I was curious, like, had I bottomed that entirely and to just see what my next card was, if it was better, it still wasn't any good.
That's the same as picking up a card and.
I just wanted to guarantee that I picked up a 1K, so I like kept the pudding on top and just drew into that.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
But
I think it's better odds if you bottom.
Yeah, for sure. And that, like I said, I think I played bad there. But even if I bottom there, I'm still in a really bad spot because I didn't see any Namis. So I was just like in a really, really precarious spot because I had very little counter in hand to begin with. And then if I take the 9-cost Luffy bottom, I don't think it's still better odds, but it's still like pretty poor odds for me to be able to draw out of that situation regardless. Because I don't have a Nami, I don't have a Rosinante to filter my hand.
Yeah.
And then I would have needed to see like multiple Gum
That's
Giants.
the worst feeling is playing out a Rosinante, pitching a God Thread, and just drawing into dog shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that feels so bad. But when you draw into like Bagua, oh yeah, now we're cooking.
So regardless, I think I played these situations pretty poorly. But I think my draws have just been also just very, very poor to begin with. That put me in tough spots. But yeah, I don't know. The deck just doesn't feel like it's cooperating with me at the moment, and makes me. It just feels like the deck feels like a tall structure with bad legs. You know what I mean? And like in the wind, it like kind of sways a little bit. But every so often when things are aligned, you're just like impossible to blow down.
Yeah.
But like sometimes like one side there's like a loose screw and the whole thing just topples over to a stiff breeze and you're like, damn it, man. Like I just needed something to hold and then I'm good. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can't really complain because I think I played poorly today, so I think I deserved what I got. But game 2 was just purely unplayable, I think.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of my games recently have kind of been that way. So I think trimming the bodies to 6 and then including Dophies might help fix that issue.
Yeah. I don't. This has definitely been my worst streak of losses, I think, at locals tournaments. I feel like normally I feel like I can have a positive win rate, but I think I'm like lately I'm like X2 in my third round very frequently, and it doesn't feel good.
Yeah, it's okay. Get those out of the way.
Yeah.
If you and I know anything about slingshots, is that they're generational, bro.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it.
What the fuck? What do you mean you're waiting for it?
My uncut sheet that came in was damaged in the mail, so I was
that's
like,
true. Yeah, that's true.
And
that's part of the slingshot.
They haven't gotten back to me.
That's part of the slingshot.
Yeah, so I'm still waiting for the forward part of the slingshot, but man, this thing is cocked back. I might touch around the earth.
Yeah,
like a Looney Tunes cartoon. Like
yeah. But it means that centrifugal force is going to go so crazy.
Yeah, we'll see. If I win Nats, then we know the slingshot theory
the slingshot is real. I'm a believer in the slingshot.
We're gonna develop the best 50.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I think we're bringing the best 50 to Nats.
But yeah. Anyways, that's kind of our thoughts on UP and like its status into Nats and just like our general thoughts and stuff around Nats.
Yep.
Again, this has been the darkest timeline for One Piece for me.
Yeah, but where there's darkness, there's light.
I feel like I see the faintest glimmer out in the darkness, you know?
Yeah.
Like I can just see it. I see it. Just need to figure out how to get closer to that light.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, like you and I have both suffered some pretty bad losses recently, and like a lot of them. But you gotta crack a few eggs to make an omelet, man. It's okay.
My omelet big.
Your omelet is huge.
Have you ever seen those cooking videos where they cook like the giant omelets?
Yeah.
That's my pan right now.
Your omelet is the Neopets daily omelet.
Oh, that was my church.
Yep.
Pray there every day.
100%.
Anyways, that's the Premo. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging in there with us. Hope to see you guys at Nats. I think a few of you might be going. I think.
Yeah, come say what's up.
So yeah, come say hi. We'll be there. We're flying in on the Red Eye on Friday. So Yeah, come say hi. So see you guys there.
Are we going to LCQ?
I don't think so.
Do you need a ticket to get into LCQ? Like not to play?
Oh no, I think we can walk around.
Oh, we can walk around
Yeah.
and like okay.
Yeah. So
I don't know what we're doing that day, so
literally no idea.
okay. When are deck lists due?
Probably that Friday.
Like during LCQ or after, like the night before?
Probably
like
the night
after
before.
LCQ is
yeah,
done.
like basically the night of LCQ.
Okay,
yeah.
that's fine. Okay, so
we got time.
we can still tweak.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Anyways, peace out, guys. See you guys, and wish us luck at Nats. Bye.
See you at Nets.